time. It's time to celebrate. Ooh. Hey guys, I'm back, and today we're going to be checking out the new dolls from Playmates of Billie Eilish. And I say new with quotations, which I forgot to actually do a second ago, so let's just do them now. Today we're gonna be checking out the new-ish dolls of Billie Eilish, or at least from her new music doll line. And both these dolls were sent to me for free so I can review them for you guys. I've got the 6-inch doll here and the 10.5-inch doll, and this is a delayed review. We're not gonna pretend it's anything other than what it is. These dolls actually came out, depending on where you live, if you got them pre-ordered or whatever, or if they were sent to you. They actually came out the end of October. For some people, they randomly got them early, or more realistically, the beginning of November. And I actually saw these when I attended a Sweet Sweet at Home event around Halloween, I believe it was. And at the Playmates booth, I saw the Billie Eilish dolls and I was like, they seem great. And when they asked me afterwards if I'd like to check them out, I said sure, because, I mean, one, Billie Eilish is a world phenomenon and I wanted to see what a doll of her would look like. Add that to her emphasis on eco-friendly packaging that could transform, and the dolls themselves are supposed to be fully articulated with very realistic features, so I was all about these. Now, unfortunately, that wait was a lot longer than anticipated because they didn't get to me until after Christmas, which means that this is no longer a completely new review, but it is still kind of important to check them out because one, I'm super excited and they're finally here, although they've been here for a few weeks, but I was busy spending time with my family, you know, and two, not everybody has actually received the dolls that they pre-ordered. So here's Jen to save the day, which means, oh, I hit it on the couch. Ta-da! We're checking out the two new Billie Eilish dolls. Ish. So once again, I've got the 6-inch here as well as the 10.5-inch doll, and depending on where you live, the prices for these will vary as well as their availability. So if you're in the States, the 6-inch All Good Girls Go to Hell doll is around $20 on Amazon, or same price from BillieEilish.com, and the Bad Guy doll is around $30 from both websites. However, the Billie Eilish website has her sold out. Now, if you're in Canada, they're not really available yet, excluding through third-party sellers on Amazon. The 6-inch doll is listed at $40, which no go. And the 10.5-inch doll is listed at $40 as well, which kind of does make sense considering the price point conversion from the States to Canadian dollars. It's pretty much on par. However, the good news is the bigger doll is listed to be coming to Toys R Us, but no current price is available. So depending on where you live, just look around for pricing and what shops will carry them for you. Now, since this review has been delayed enough, let's switch down to the table and check out Billie ×2. Also, if you love my new sweater and you want to represent your gibber love for all things gibber that have no name, function, or meaning, at least on the spot, whenever you need to come up with a name, function, or meaning, then you can pick one up for yourself by following the link in the description below to shopnexjen.com. And just like that, we are down at the table with the two boxes you saw in my hand not one moment ago. And while I continue to point out the obvious, I'll just let you know that no matter which doll you choose to get, if you choose to get one, it will come in a very simplistic package made of cardboard. So on the smaller box, it says Music Video Series in green up in the top right, and in the bottom left it says Package Transforms, Scan Me, and they give us a QR code. Along the left side it says Billie Eilish, All the Good Girls Go to Hell, which is the 6-inch collectible figure you will be getting inside. It's fully posable and comes with a diorama display. Along the right side of the package we can see some Billie artwork, and then in the center we have a viewing window so you can see the figure you're buying. On the sides of the box it's just kind of a continuation of the front, but on the back we can see what everything's going to look like once we use that eco-friendly package to create our diorama display, allowing us to relive our favorite Billie Eilish music video moments. For the larger box, it still says the same information in the top right and bottom left, but this time along the left side it says Billie Eilish Bad Guy and lets us know that we're getting a 10.5-inch fashion doll which is fully posable and comes with a diorama display. Along the right side we get some Bad Guy artwork, and in the center once again we have our viewing window allowing us to see the doll we're buying. On the back we can see what everything is going to look like once we transform that eco-friendly package into the diorama display. Except this time we're gonna get a doll stand so that we can pose her in cool, weird positions. So let's open them up and see what they look like once we do that. But before we get started, I want to direct your attention to the crummy tape at the bottom. As you can see, this is the only circular piece that's actually attached to the box, which holds it closed, and it didn't do a very good job. So I had to add a piece of my own to each box, and even that is not sticking. I don't really know why I'm pointing it out, but basically, if you order one of these or you see it on the shelf somewhere, I don't want you to necessarily assume that somebody has tampered with it if the boxes you're seeing are opening or if that's what you receive in the mail. It just seems as though so it doesn't stick very well to the cardboard, and that's probably a price we're gonna pay for the eco-friendly box. All right, now let's get this party started. Knowing that all the hard work of opening the package has been done for us, we can just flip open the back panel here to reveal the inside of the box. So it's a little hard to see because my lights are super reflective. Hold on, don't drop. But we've got Billie looking super creepy there, almost like a weeping angel, to be honest. If you know what that is, just comment down below because you're awesome. And she looks like she is dripping tar / mud, which I think is what it's supposed to be in the video, but it's way too black and icky to be straight up mud, so I guess it's supposed to be tar, but she falls into a mud puddle, so really, I don't really know. If you actually know that answer, leave that down below as well. And on this side, we have some double door looking panels. If we flip them open, we have everything on the inside, which includes whatever has just fallen. Check that out in a sec, as well as a cardboard holder for our figure. Yep, there she is with her little plastic panel. And our display, and it's a much shinier picture than is on the back. So we do still get some artwork here, but it's just printed straight onto the cardboard with not very much shine to it. It feels very matte, if you will. And inside we've got a nice fiery scene of the road with the guardrails, street lights, and the overhead hydro or electricity, although there are no actual wires going pole to pole. So this is all fake. So without looking at the instructions, Jen's gonna be a genius and try to create our display here. I think you just fold these backwards. Looks like I'm right. Imagine I'm wrong. Oh, now we gotta flip that way, pop it in the little groove, and I said hurrah! Hurrah! I did it! So we've got a platform that says all of the good girls go to hell, and then we've got that fiery street scene, and it continues onto both sides of the box, and on the back we have the same artwork from the front. And this one here does have a few little white spots on it, but most of it does rub away, so I'm thinking a lot of it is just dust. And along the top it says Billie Eilish, all the good girls go to hell. And you'll notice that that window section where we once saw Billie's face is still completely visible, because you can't exactly get rid of that. Although, if for some reason you wanted to look at it in a really weird way, you could just stick the doll inside, I guess, and then it would just look like she's kind of creepy. That is pretty cool. I can see a lot of hot glue back here, but if I really wanted to, I could remelt it and clean it out. But other than that, it looks really neat. So let's just rest it there and check the instructions to see if I did it right. Oh, never mind. The instructions don't tell you anything except how to place your doll in the little slide that she's got to hold her down. But underneath it tells you if you scan the QR code or check the Billie Eilish website that you can see a video on how to turn the package into a diorama display. Although it is pretty foolproof, so I don't think you'll need that. Just don't cut anything and you should be good to go. And it'll be ready for Weeping Billie. And there she is. So here's the little stand she comes with. It's basically gonna hold her foot and that's all. And here is the figure itself, and this looks so cool. Do not be alarmed, guys. The wings are removable. I did not just damage anything, she said, hopefully. So now that it's off, you can see her wing. It looks really cool and covered in tar. Once again, still not sure it's supposed to be tar since she literally falls from the sky into what appears to be mud, but I'm gonna call it tar because mud is not this dark and oily looking. That looks incredible. I feel as though many people who enjoy collecting things that are dark or demonic or that can be used for displays or Halloween setups would love this figure just for the wings alone. Like, what? Looks like she can chop off her own neck. That's cool, but really not what we're supposed to be focusing on. So here is the 6-inch Billie doll. I'm gonna take her out of the packaging because there is one bit of plastic wrap around her body. And there you go, this is what she looks like now. She moves an awful lot, and that's because she's got apparently about 18 points of articulation, which we will be checking out. And since they're already in my hands and they're kind of the focal point of this figure, we'll start with the wings. Obviously, she does have the 2 of them, and each one is made up of 3 separate parts, giving us 3 separate points of articulation. And they are completely removable from her body, so we'll just take those off. And now we've got ourselves a straight up Billie doll, and we'll check her out a bit better in just a minute. But her head tilts up and down, and it can go side to side, but it doesn't feel as though it's meant to go 360 because it's really, really tight and I don't want to damage it. She does move at the shoulder going up and down, and it does rotate a complete 360. She also bends at the elbows and the wrists. Okay, I can't really take off the gummy shirt that she's wearing, but it does seem like she's got some kind of rotation just below her bust, as well well as at the waist. And then if I pull it up, you can see her fake drawstring pants and that swivel I had just mentioned, as well as the fact that we can bend at the upper leg, the knee, at the ankle, which is a little hard to do, as well as at her feet, which are freaking me out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I guess 18 would be the wings, but if you count each of the 6 points, it would be like 24 points of articulation. Either way, very, very cool. And they fold up really, really neatly. They're like really creepy bat chicken wings. And now that we're done with articulation and wings, we can check out the actual figure itself. So she stands 6 inches tall, and if we balance her correctly, she can do it unassisted, even though we are provided a plastic piece to slide one of her feet into. Without the wings, it is possible. So for her outfit, she is wearing some black pants, which is just molded plastic, and the shirt, or at least the center, is a rubbery, gummy material, whereas the sleeves, once again, are molded plastic. And it does seem as though you'd be able to take it off, but I don't think it'd be easy to do, and it would probably get ruined, so we're just gonna leave it. If we look up close, you can see that her face is the most exposed part of her body and probably the only color we're gonna get here. So she's got a really pale skin complexion with a nude lip, and her eyes are completely blacked out with just the tiniest hints of light reflections there. It almost looks as though she is just crying tar. On her neck, she is wearing a silver necklace, and other than that, she's just completely drenched in tar, aka mud, which includes her feet. It's kind of an interesting feeling, to be honest. It feels like it's a sticky substance that's not sticking. It's cool though. Now I'm just gonna slide her foot into the base and pop her wings back on, so we can see what everything looks like on display. And there you go. All the good girls go to hell in 6-inch form. The wings are kind of heavy, so they sort of fall on their own. If you want them to be in a certain position, you might have to work with them a little bit to get them to stay. But other than that, it looks pretty awesome. And the silver shading on the wings make it look like they are literally dripping and popping out at you, which is really cool. I definitely love all the articulation points here because we can really set her up in any way we want. However, it's going to be much easier without the wings to get a weird, cool, bendy position. There you go. Our first doll has been checked out, which means it's time to bring on the bad guy. So just like before, we're going to flip the box over and flip open the panel. Open. It's a little tall, so I'm doing my best here. Pull out the actual doll very carefully. Perfect. And then I'll set up the display. Ta-da! Boom. Oh, it's too big. Hold on. And here's what this box looks like once we set it up completely, or essentially flip it inside out. It is 100% yellow, except where it's not, in the form of this blue section of paper that Billie rips through in the video. And then of course we have that little window, and it looks kind of dark in there. So for this display, it says Billie Eilish Bad Guy on either side, as well as the top. And it also says Bad Guy along the bottom platform. And once again on the back with the same artwork from the front of the box. And now it's time to open our doll. So she also comes encased in cardboard, except hers is much bigger. And inside she is, whoop, falling closed. What? No, she is completely loose. There are no gibbers to cut. That's amazing. And also ironically sad for me because I finally have something gibber related to wear. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. So we've got our doll and the base of her stand, as well as the pole and waist hugger. What? I don't know. They are stand pieces. That's what I'm getting at. So the bottom portion is a large yellow rectangle with a post sticking out. And in the bottom right corner, we have her little green logo guy. Put that down and check out the waist hugger portion of the stand, which is actually really cool. So it is essentially a yellow pole with the little waist section here, but it looks like we can control the grip of where it sits. There's a little hinge. So let's just pop that in there and it's good to go, which means we can move on to the doll itself. And as you can see, there's an awful lot of yellow going on here because she is of course wearing the iconic outfit from the Bad Guy video, which includes her yellow hoodie, cargo pants, and tennis shoes. And I'm not sure if you guys can tell or not through the footage, but none of these yellows actually match. They are all different from one another. Not that that matters, but I'm just pointing it out. So the hoodie opens at the back with one long piece of Velcro, and it's really cool because it's a real hoodie, guys. It definitely covers all of her hair, unlike Barbie or LOL hoodies. then her shoes, and lastly, the pants. And here's what she looks like without any clothing whatsoever. So as you can see, she does have a very fair skin complexion because of course so does real Billie in real life, so that makes sense. And she is rocking the blue hair, which is made up of black and blue to complete the look. And since I'm here, I'll point out that not only is it stiff, choppy, and sultry looking, but she's got bonus hair sprouting out from the back of her neck. The rooting is pretty full though, which is nice. So I'm hoping once I give her a boil straighten and remove the extra, she'll look more authentic. So I can definitely picture many customizers taking their time to reroute the heads themselves to create multiple Billie looks. In fact, I have a friend that's already done that twice and they both turned out amazing. But since I don't have that specific skill set, I'll just stick to the boil straighten once I get the chance. If we go in close, I'm going to point out the sculpt of her face. It does look very cool and the makeup is done really well. Her eyes are the faintest, whitest grayish blue, and it's almost like she's looking into your soul. It's very creepy and cool at the same time. In fact, it's like angelic in a way that's creepy, you know? So one thing I do really like is that her eyebrows aren't perfect. You can see the little hairs sticking up and stuff, and to me that's very realistic. So the packaging isn't wrong when they say it's realistic. In fact, it's pretty spot on. So she's got light brown eyebrows, a thin line of black eyeliner, a light brown for her lower lash line, and just a bit of mascara. They're keeping it pretty simplistic, from the eyes right down to her nude lip color. And there's just a hint of almost non-existent blushing on her cheeks. Moving on to the rest of the body, we can see a lot of articulation points, which is pretty cool. So we've got just under the neck here, and then where the neck meets the collarbone, although that one is a little harder to move. Next we have the shoulders, elbows, which have 2 joints, and wrists. Then she's got a nice pivot for the waist. Her legs move at the pelvis, her double jointed knees, and lastly, her ankles. Oh wait, what is that? Something in the right leg is jiggling. It's freaking me out. Can you guys hear that? So strange. So there you have it. Our naked Billie Eilish doll is going to sit off to the side, and we will move on to her articles of clothing, starting with her pants. And these are a windbreaker material cargo pant. I'm not a fabric person, so just pretend that my descriptions are good, okay guys? So these ones here have an elastic waist. There's no zippers or little Velcro areas to deal with, and everything on the inside looks like it's stitched together really nicely. So that one piece of thread that I snipped off earlier had no reflection whatsoever on the quality of the pants. And that makes me happy because I'm really excited about these pockets. And they're real! Woo! Okay, cool. So we have one on each side, so you can actually put things in there if you want your doll to hold real things for no reason. On the bottom of each leg, we do have some ribbons. So on the left leg, there are 3 black ones, and on the right, there is 1 black and 1 yellow. And they serve no purpose other than to look cool. Next up, we have her tennis shoes, and for the most part, they are just high tops. They do have some pretty cool looking tread on the bottom and some laces and details and faux stitching along the sides, but other than that, they're just shoes. And lastly, we have her hoodie. Now, as you can see, there are a few pieces of blue string here, which I'm just gonna pull out. These were just to hold some of the hair at the front of the hood when she was in package, so you can see what it looks like. But when I took the hoodie off, she just slid right out of it, just as easily as I just removed these, leaving behind a solid yellow hoodie. And it's pretty simple. There's just one large pocket in the front, and as you can see, my finger slips all the way through it, so I am pretty confident I'd be able to pose Billie's arms in there. But I am most excited for the fact that we have a full and solid hood, because if you collect dolls yourself or you have children that have some, you may have noticed that most times a hood is involved, it is missing a large portion of the back, and you kind of just get what seems like a hood panel, but not this time. And like I showed earlier, it does open at the back with one long piece of Velcro, and everything inside looks like it's stitched together pretty well. In fact, it's probably the best hoodie I've come across for a doll, and it would look really good on other dolls as well, whether they are male or female, because it's nice and oversized. But of course, it is meant for Billie, so I'm going to put her back together so we can check her out once more. Alright, so I was about to put her on the doll stand, but I wanted to see what it would be like with articulation to see if I can get her to balance, and look at her. She's completely unassisted right now. It seems as though she's leaning against the back panel, but no, she's not. So all those different points of articulation can actually help you balance her weight completely. Now, of course, this is not going to be the case all the time. I just happened to distribute her weight evenly, but still very, very cool. And there you have it, guys, our 10.5-inch Billie Eilish doll. Honestly, I really do like her, and all these different points of articulation are fantastic. The clothes are really great, and I do think that it's worth the asking price, especially considering the only problem I have with mine is the weird hairs growing out of her neck. But that is a very strange thing that I've never encountered before, and a pretty simple fix, so it doesn't really alter my opinion of them. So let's bring back the All the Good Girls Go to Hell 6-inch doll so you can see the difference in height and style. Both offer really cool articulation and posability and a lot of detail. I think if you really like fashion dolls and collectible figures in general, you might actually like to add these to your collections, depending on whether or not the price points fit your budget, and of course, whether or not you actually like Billie Eilish or her music videos, because both of these are based on different videos. But as for me, I think they're pretty cool. Okay guys, that's it for me and Billie times 2. Billie squared. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, no, what? That's not right. If you know somebody who would enjoy today's video because they like Billie Eilish, they're into highly posable and super flexible, sustainable, I hit my hand, sustainable packaged dolls that they can add to their displays or just play with if they want to, because we don't judge. If you love dolls, you love dolls. It doesn't matter what you want them for. As long as they make you happy, then please share this video with them. That one kind of got away from me. The thought made sense in my brain, just not so much out loud. Yes, what were we talking about? Yes, people who might like this video, just share it with them. And if you enjoyed it yourself, then please make sure you remember to comment, like, and subscribe. You can let me know down below what you liked or didn't like about the new-ish Billie Eilish dolls. How awful I am for having such a delayed review is, of course, welcomed, because you're allowed to feel that way. But if instead you'd like to tell me happy almost end of January, I'd accept that too. Or if you prefer, you could just let me know which dolls you hope make an appearance in the new Billie Eilish music video series. Personally, I just love a wide range of Billie's looks, and I really like When the Party's Over, so I wouldn't mind having that one on the shelf, but mostly I just want to see all the different vibrant hair colors because, I mean, they look really cool. I'd also just really like to have more eco-friendly boxes to put on display without me having to do anything to them. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! 'Cause I'm a bad guy. Oh, by the way, have you heard Bass Guy? If you're into Animal Crossing and you haven't heard Bass Guy yet, you are missing out. It's like one of the first things I watched after starting to get super addicted, said NexJen, who has nearly 2010 hours of in-game play. Yeah, maybe don't play Animal Crossing if you want to have a life. Bye.